and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you think you can say things like this.
No.
There are only two genders.
I can say stuff like that.
No, and then say that you don't promote violence.
I don't promote violence.
What? Wait, what? Wait, how is what he just said promoting violence?
Don't misinterpret this for where it's not. Now, if I had a sign that says transgenderism is a mental disorder or it's evil, which people do come on campus and say...
You're right. I've experienced that.
That's not me.
Because I am transgender and I know what that feels like.
Here's the thing, they don't think there's a proper way to do this. They just don't want you to speak.
I got a question.
Sure. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
I don't think I told you. My name's Mercury.
Nice to meet you. Well, nice to re-meet you, I should say.
What do you hope to get out of this? Why are you here?
Okay, I've been asked that question a lot. First of all, that question should not even have to be asked, but when people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When church starts happening, they fall apart. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. Whether it be the great genocide, the horrible genocides of the last 100 years, people stop talking with each other because they lose their humanity. I wish we could be here without having my hat thrown off and stuff, but what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
Do you think that what this sign says is like a way to introduce this discussion? Is
Yeah, you think that sign isn't violent? You think that's not emotional violence?
One thing I've noticed is that a lot of, and I didn't even see this at first, I'm not going to say... Actually, I would say a lot of college students are a little delusional. And when I say delusional, I mean that they're really, really, really out of touch with reality. And the reason I'm saying that is because you have this young person with the purple hair asking him, why are you here? Why are you talking about this? And the way he explained it, he said, because if you don't talk about things, you lose that personal connection with others. You stop being able to empathize with others. And you would think like the average college student, because college is the place you go to really stretch your intellectual mind and really think outside the box. You would think this person would, you know, have some type of reasoning skills to conclude that as the reason why he's there. But they really don't even have any idea on why he's here. And then that's why I say a lot of students are a little delusional. Because you're so caught up in, you know, your college world. You're so caught up in all the privileges that you have. You wouldn't even see how it would make sense for someone you disagree with to come to a university and talk about disagreements. You don't even see how that's a possibility. That's why I say a lot of students could be a little delusional. They just refuse to step outside of their own personal bubble.
How is this? What is emotional violence, by the way? I don't know what that is.
It is harm intentionally perpetrated on another another human being that is intentionally targeted at their emotional well-being.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me.
This is a very clear message, man.
Tell me what the clear message is. What is it?
This is a very clear message that you are so against it, dude. By not
What am I
saying,
against?
You should rewrite it or something. Say like, I believe there are only two genders. Let's have a discussion. Not there are only two genders. That is a very hard, hateful statement.
Why are both of you so bothered? But what this is saying, but it's just a discussion. It's like, that's what I can understand. If this triggers you guys so much, then you have the voluntary capacity to leave.
The sign is not telling people let's have a discussion.
Sure it is.
This is a statement just saying there are only two genders.
Correct, and that's what starts a conversation and a discussion. It's not in
That's not the best way to start a conversation.
Well, what's around? I've had nothing but respect and love for you throughout this whole conversation, have I not?
See, I think the problem...
Maybe I haven't,
The problem I'm seeing here, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that you think you can say things like this.
No.
There are only two genders.
I can say stuff like that.
No, and then say that you don't promote violence.
I don't promote violence.
What? Wait, what? Wait, how is what he just said promoting violence? What? Okay, here. I don't even know how you can draw that conclusion from what he's saying. But here's my thing: if you disagree with him, you're in college right now. You're a student. You should have the mental capacity to say this is why I disagree with you without it resorting to violence. Why do you say he's promoting violence? He's not promoting violence. But here's my problem. And it's not even about whether he's right or wrong. I haven't even said whether I agree or disagree with him because that's not even the point of the video. The point of the video is you have all these young students young people who are blowing all this money in school, but when they see someone they disagree with, they have no idea on how to have a productive conversation with them. I'm not saying Charlie Kirk is right. I'm not saying he's wrong. What I'm saying is he's acting within his rights and he's being respectful and he's being honest to himself. If you have a problem with him, debate him. That's why he's here. And if you really want him to push a different message, prove to him that his message is wrong. If you cannot do that, you have no right to be here. And I've noticed a lot of students have no idea how to do that. They have no idea how to tell another adult that you're wrong and this is why you're wrong. They just say, well, you're pushing violence, or, well, you're an idiot, or, bruh.
I'm not inciting violence against anyone. I would never condone violence against any specific group. Ever. And so here's where this is so important. Don't misinterpret this for where it's not. Now, if I had a sign that says transgenderism is a mental disorder or it's evil, which people do come on campus and say.
You're right. I've experienced that.
That's
because
not
I am
me.
transgender and I know what that feels like.
Oh, okay, again, so don't loop me into that category. I am making a biological observation and statement that is rooted in fact and evidence, of which I've shared for the last hour and a half, respectfully and with dialogue and discussion for everyone to allow their opinions heard. So isn't this the proper way to do this?
No, I don't think so.
Have I embodied respect in the way?
Here's the thing, they don't think there's a proper way to do this. They just don't want you to speak. And this is something I've noticed a lot. They don't want you to say anything. They don't want you to have the freedom of speech that the Constitution said that you have, that the Bill of Rights says, that God says we have. No one can suppress what you're saying. They don't want you to speak. They want you to just shut up and go somewhere else. And that's the problem, especially as a college. As a college, you're supposed to be promoting different sets of thinking. It's supposed to be the place, the breeding ground of knowledge and productivity, of innovation. That's what it's supposed to be. So when you have someone like Charlie Kirk, who has different opinions, and you don't agree with him, and you see him outside, and you're supposed to be studying this stuff or living this stuff, you should be the most qualified person to debate him or argue with him in a respectful way. You should be the one. Instead, y'all don't have an argument for what he's saying. So instead, y'all want to cancel him or tell him to stop speaking, and that's wrong.
I've done this. Maybe I haven't. I mean, what
It's like a 2015 take. I mean, it's not really that crazy.
2015.
What is? Why does that bother you guys?
Why does it bother you that people identify as something other than male or female?
It doesn't. I've never said it bothers me.
So then why are you doing this?
Because I'm making a sociological observation. I said there's three reasons why to do it. First of all,
you couldn't just leave it alone?
but isn't speech all about challenging things that are difficult? Isn't why we had the First Amendment to try to push our boundaries and to hear things that might make you mildly uncomfortable?
This doesn't make me mildly uncomfortable.
Does it make you very uncomfortable?
It makes me angry.
Why does
That's
it?
what it makes
But
me.
okay, so
Because you are denying the existence of people.
I have never said that, nor have
But
I
that's what
inferred
this
that.
sign does.
How?
Because you're saying that people who identify
No,
as a
it's
gender other
what
than
is
male
it?
or
What does the sign say?
your sign says there are only two genders.
That's all it says.
You're right.
Okay,
Words
so
have
don't,
meanings.
so don't have inference
What?
behind it.
Wait, but so she argue, or I don't know, I'm not even gonna say she. They argue with him up and down. Then at the end of the video, they said you're right. Bro, I can't. I don't even know how to even respond or react to this, because at this point, this is just getting kind of foolish. If you have any suggestions for me, comment them down below. I'll see y'all next one.